IDP Boneyard. This week it's going to be me, Logan, we got Bob, and then we got to share. So we're live for the first time ever on the Dynasty DNA IDP
And
Boneyard.
Dad's not home, so this is fun.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, do you go by Tashera or Tasher, however
Tashera, yeah.
Tashera, because like Logan says it funny, and I'm just going to bust
It's all
his
good.
top because I can.
I've been so
Okay.
grown up with it, used to it in my life that it's whatever.
Yeah. We're rocking and rolling now.
So what I wanted to do today, and I kind of came up with this topic, is I just wanted to come up with like three, are a group of guys, and I think we're going to scatter shot a little bit. I've initially said three apiece, 3 ups, 3 downs. Come to find out, this while this class is deep, it's like it's got a lot of corners and stuff, and some things will just get redundant. And whether we know what we're doing or not, landing spot is going to be incredibly important for all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So whether we could tell you what we think, but it could all change based on landing spot. So with that being said, there is a QR code in the upper, looks like left-hand corner. That is our giveaway for our live NFL draft, draft day 1, first round coverage. We're going to give away 8 items, several different really nice things. If you're a Kyle Pitts fan, you got double your chances, but it's because he's twice as bad as every other tight end in the league. So that's your options. But I digress. So do that, but there's like you can go in, it's like when you do certain things, you earn points.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you an opportunity to, correct me if I'm wrong, to share. Does it like increase your chance of randomness of getting selected? Is that how that works?
Yes. The more entries you make into the giveaway, the more opportunities and chances you have to win. It's like pull tabs or like a meat raffle. The more you put into it, the more odds you have at getting out of it. So if you want the Kyle Pitts stuff, get it while it's hot before Slim, because I've got a feeling he's going to be putting some heat on those ones.
I don't think DNA guys should be able to win it, but you could probably sell it to Slim, especially that Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, you could get a haul for that.
Yeah. So,
real quick, I went through and verified we are up on all 3.
Yay!
Perfect. Welcome all audiences on all platforms. We're here to dive into this and give you our IDP 3 risers and 3 fallers.
The bad news is we probably didn't advertise very well, so probably nobody's going to see it.
This is probably a pleasant surprise for just people. Just say if they have their notification button on, which they should, they just, the boys are live, and then Dad's going to see we're live, and he's going to be like, what are they doing without my supervision? And we're just going to hope we keep this thing on the rails and not get shut down.
TJ, we're going to beg for forgiveness. I'm the oldest one of this group anyway.
It's wrong for me to call TJ dad when my dad is literally on the podcast with me.
Technically. Who was it that he was referring to? Like he was Palpatine and somebody else was Darth Vader the other day.
Yeah, he was calling himself Darth Sidious or Palpatine or whatever, and then he was referring to me as Vader.
There you go. That kind of works. I mean, I get it. But
yeah.
So who wants to start? Let's just go with Tashera's first one because we kind of picked the same guy, and I'm not going to step on his toes. I'll let him talk, and then if there's anything I agree with, I'll just double down.
Yeah, like we did in the pre-show a little bit. We talked about the edge rusher from Texas Tech, David Bailey. He's climbing up boards, as talked with Bob beforehand. We got on here. He's elevating with his combine and his laundry workout or whatever they call it, the underwear Olympics and whatnot, and his time in college. He's a sack guy. He just grabs and gets sacks. I mean, he was in a competitive conference, so they kind of hold a little bit more weight than a guy who's in Mountain West or what have you. Like, so a sack there is probably more valuable than a sack in a lower conference or lower division. And I just think that his role or what he's going to be utilized at best is finding a system that just purely puts him on the pass rush. Just one job, go get the quarterback, because as he is adequate with being a run getter, but I just didn't see really any of that. Like, that's his game. Like, that's what he's defined as, like, shutting down the run. I think he was more getting to the cornerback, disrupting on passing downs, and just being an explosive player. I think you can at where he's at with his college career, where he's gotten to rather, I think in the best situation, you can just plug and play him right away. I think he's a guy that as soon as he gets drafted, he'll be in the rotation right away. Obviously, should make the team and be productive. It just there's some situations and landing spots that I would prefer him not to go in just because of the sort of schemes that are operations they run for us for fantasy purposes. For the NFL, he's going to be fine no matter where he goes. Like I think he's going to be effective in what he does. But the two spots that I have highlighted out in my notes or that I like him to go to just to, catering to upgrading the defense to make the offense's job a little bit easier. First one would be the New York Jets. They could get all the help they can get on the defensive end of the ball and getting to the pass rush, the quarterback. They got Josh Allen in that division. Now they got a Malik Willis and the Dolphins who can run around, scramble for his life. They got Drake May, who's been known to scamper and gallop every once in a while to get make plays happen. I think he'll be a youthful injection in that defense that's been gutted from last year. They traded Quinnen Williams. They moved Sauce Gardner, so there's a lot of pieces that need to be filled on that defensive side of the ball. And before I let you guys get into here, the other landing spot I think would be probably the best is because of the middle range age of that defensive line in Kansas City. I think he'd be a great chief in that division on that team, working with Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo on that defense to really mentor him and really develop him in to that position to eventually take over as, opposite of, I think it's George Karlaftis that's on the line over there. Mm-hmm. But I think he, by season's end, I think that's the best case, for fantasy purposes, where I'd like to see him land with his talents and his abilities.
Yeah, I'm just going to chime in. I think everything you said is spot on. He's extremely explosive. He does need to develop some more consistency with the run defense, but what you talked about, he just needs to be a pass rush specialist his rookie year and then let him grow and develop. Being a senior and only 22 years old is pretty solid as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of guys that mainly on the offensive line that are coming in quite a bit older, but I digress. I just think that 14.5 sacks is last year. Now, he was at Stanford and didn't do a whole lot prior to coming to Texas Tech. But the irony of it is I think that he's probably playing tougher competition at Texas Tech, and he ends up shining a little bit more. So that works for me. I think he's a high motor guy. And again, we're just stock up. You know what I mean? We're not necessarily saying that the guy's going to be all world or whatever, but he's just a guy that I'm higher on than I don't know if I'd say I'm higher on, but he's just a guy that I'd be happy to have as a defensive end. For
Bob, would you prefer him to be a pure 4-3 defensive end in that sort of scheme, or in a 3-4 as an outside linebacker type?
No, I want them all on a 4-3. I want the.
Okay.
I think it's just I prefer 4-3 fronts no matter what.
3-4 fantasy too, not only NFL.
Yeah, that outside linebacker stuff. I mean, it's nice when Sleeper has him at dual designation or whatever.
Do you think he would be once he gets is he already at I don't know if he's on ADP boards in Sleeper or whatnot, or where they.
Well, he's definitely. I mean, I haven't looked. I mean, most of the time the IDP takes forever on Sleeper.
There is a good chunk so far, more of the top end guys.
I know they got him listed as edge or whatever in most cases, so he's probably
because that's where I see him everywhere. And what I was saying too with this, you made a good point of it, Bob. It's this guy isn't I'm not trying to trade up draft capital to get him in IDP drafts. It's just where I saw him originally on my boards, he's crept up noticeably.
Yeah. That's it. That's kind of it's kind of like how we did the pre-combine stuff. We're just highlighting players we think are moving up the board based on combine results, things we're hearing in, circles. I did hear that the Jets canceled their visit with him, but that doesn't mean that they're out completely on him. It just means it's either they've got enough where they don't need to have him in there and they'd rather go look at a running back or something that's later on in the draft, not a running back.
Could it be a bluff?
But it's entirely possible. Yeah, it's entirely. I mean, and the Jets do stupid things. So I think that he could go to a lot of places and be okay. And I think he could be a stand-up guy. Am I going to prefer? Is that going to be my preference? No, but
Mhm.
I think he could do either way. Logan,
Logan, where would you take him if
Go
you
ahead.
were looking at him in startups or in your rookie drafts?
I was gonna say rookie drafts would probably be mid to late second. Kind of just depends on team build and everything. I build a lot of my teams defensive heavy, so he wouldn't be a bad guy if I got an older guy to switch out, just a trade or even just as a trade piece if I really wanted to. But I think there's a couple decent offensive guys I'd rather have ahead of him, so that's why I'm saying more of like a mid to late second.
Okay.
My only thing is preface all this with the fact that this is a very weak offensive class.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Do you want to run it
agree
by
with you.
people what you talked about? I think it was in the deep dive or how you would trade draft capital in 26 up for defensive players specifically if you were to do that.
If I'm trading to get any capital probably in this draft, 9 chances out of 10 I'm looking for a defensive player.
And that's what you would recommend?
Well, I mean, it all depends on cost.
Mm-hmm.
If I can send you Jalen Knoll that I'm not 100% sure is going to have, an exciting,
Fair.
and I can get a second round, rookie pick or something like that, then sure. If I can send some running back that I don't think I'm going to play very often for a second round pick that I think I'm going to get a defensive stud, sure. But like, I don't want to go crazy trying to get anybody really. A lot of these guys are, what gets snatched up. And like we play in deep leagues, Logan will attest. We play like 53-man rosters in a 10-team league. So there's 530 players drafted, and they'll undoubtedly draft some defensive tackle and have to drop somebody that they shouldn't drop. And that's generally the guys I end up snatching up. You know what I mean?
Do you think if you were to draft him where Logan's talking, where like he would be one of those guys that's starting on that lineup for you weekly, or would he kind of be marinating on the bench for it to start?
Probably he's a marinated player for me because I just generally have very deep defensive line rooms.
I was gonna say it's all based on your roster construction,
right?
Like,
right.
So you like defensive line where Logan? Where do you like to build it?
Linebackers and safeties.
Okay, yeah, I like to start from the back and move my way up to the front.
It kind of depends on what I'm looking at. Like if I'm sitting in a startup and I'm like, I got these linebackers here, but there's that star safety, that Kyle Hamilton, that Antoine Winfield, even that Tyke Smith that we
I like him.
We always give my dad stuff for.
Oh.
But
I mean, you could talk dirty to me about Tyke Smith all you want, but man, there's so many more safeties and defensive backs that you could roll out over talented linebackers. And then that is even, you can put, I mean, like, is anybody excited about Alex Anzalone? No, but you got a lot of production out of that dude for peanuts. But if you go and start some third string defensive end or whatever, man, you got to get a sack or you just had a dump week. And it all depends on how many you start too. Like our leagues, we do one less defensive lineman than we do.
It's 3-4-4.
Yeah,
okay.
3-4-4.
Because we're referring to the Dynasty DNA League of Record league.
Yes, that is the same roster construction that we have in every single league we play in. That's 2 QB.
Which I'm looking forward to that draft. It'll be fun to work with our cohorts and see for the first time.
I would love for everyone to be in that league.
Yeah, right now we just don't have everybody in it. I think Michael Anthony.
Because then we could do mocks on some of these shows.
Exactly. It's
Maka ding dongs.
It's the perfect build for content. And
yes, but we digress. We've gotten through one player in 14 minutes.
Woo!
Oh, well, it's a live show.
Hey,
pace.
buckle up. I already got my dinner in me. So, Logan, you're first.
Oh, I don't have any food yet. I'm starting.
That's not a safe. We should be talking. No food.
I'm going to start off at the top of my list with my first up is going to be Derek Moore, edge out of Michigan.
Okay.
Led the team in TFL sacks, started only 12 games with 30 tackles. Wasn't a a big stat sheet guy. I mean, 10 sacks and 10 TFLs is still really solid, especially on that Michigan team that prides themselves on their defense. He's got good speed. He's got good height and weight for what he needs to do. Got that good explosion coming off the edge. Yes, Dad.
No, go ahead. I'm like,
Oh, he's like
through-
primed and loaded. He's like a rocket.
I was
He's
like,
waiting.
I thought he was like ready for something.
I thought so too when I was going when he did like that.
I'm like looking for more on this list, and you have selected someone that is very deep, and that's
well,
cool.
in the pre-show you did approve of him.
Yeah. I mean, I just was like, go ahead.
Well, so and then I'm gonna keep going a little bit. His only real downside is he's not a very good run defender, which is
how's his health?
Oh, he actually hasn't had much to go off of for bad complaints from everything I've seen and read. He's got more of a bull rush attitude, so very quick and off to the jump. Has a little issues in consistency, but obviously that takes time to develop. But that's really all I have.
Are you higher up on him because he went to a bigger school and like a tougher
well, here's part of it. Michigan always has ran themselves through their defense. That's their biggest, always has been their big thing. Mm-hmm. And he's in a power conference, especially. I feel like anymore it's Big Ten, SEC are the two-headed monster now in football.
Because like I don't know how you guys draft because I've never drafted with you guys, but like your process of like where you like. I'm taking another reference from you, Bob. Where do you like to shop at? Like the SEC, the ACC, like are you like there's certain like conferences and certain colleges that you just like to just farm from and just get people on your roster because you're dependable on them and they're efficient for your roster.
There's always a few, right? Always look at your teams that pride themselves on their defense. They're the Michigans, the Georgia, those type of schools, especially the bigger schools. Those are my two main ones I like to look at for defense before I start going elsewhere. But then you always have the certain schools that are really good at one position. So keep out for those as well.
Specifically on defense.
Just in general, because there's always a school or two that has like one pride and joy position.
Yeah, because
I would tight end.
Who did he take over for last year that went into the NFL? At that position,
did they have an edge
Michigan
last year?
He was a start, so he started last year because he was an.
I just know that I know that you can go with like Kwity Paye, right? Wasn't he a Michigan player?
That's what I thought.
I know not Odafe Owe, the other one,
Derek
Ajabo, who tore. No, Owe went to Penn State.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Jason Owe went to Penn State.
Aiden in my head, he had moved to Michigan.
Ajabo went to Michigan. Ajabo went to Michigan. I cannot. Freaking Aiden Hutchinson went to Michigan. Are you serious?
Yeah.
So so
there's a pedigree there. I just didn't know who he took over for that. That left for the NFL. That he.
I don't know exactly who it was. Actually, it probably was.
Aiden.
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats right now. He actually became a starter in 23.
That would check out.
All Big Ten conference, played all 15 games. Actually, he was only a reserve for the Natty. So kind of coming in that middle of the right between Aiden and him, there was someone. But
I just think the player needs development, but I'm not saying anything bad about him.
Oh,
everyone needs
nice tonight.
That's just true. Yeah, I'm not. This is the thing with the IDP, man, and it's like I will be much. I mean, we know this, right? I'll be much harder on offensive players, but the thing with the IDP is like what we already talked about, man. You can end up in a 3-4-4-3. It could change your entire perspective. You could, if you're
like me, you don't like to do rankings as such, but like you get like a more lenient gut feeling on the defensive side of the ball than you do on the offensive traditional fantasy.
It's legitimately gut calls on everything. You know what I mean? It's like a
lot of eye tests.
It is. Yeah. Like I'm on NFL Draft Buzz or whatever right now. Like the three guys that he profiles most to is Jalix Hunt,
I like him.
Him and Neely. I can't even pronounce how you pronounce.
McNeil?
Yes, that guy. And then KJ Henry, who kind of turned into a flop, but he was really good at Clemson.
Yeah,
But
I recognize the name.
Yeah, so he's, and it's like there's a pretty decent list of strengths and a pretty decent list of weaknesses, but most of it is like, you know, the get off his explosion's not real good as far as how he tested, but man, that's the underwear Olympics. Who knows?
So Logan, where would be your preferred landing spots for him to land, where you'd be like not considerably reaching up to get him in drafts, but like you're definitely putting him up higher on your board, being he lands on at enter team here?
So not the Bengals. I'll go ahead and start that.
They can't develop anybody, can they, Logan?
No. Okay, I'll give you that. Yes, we need the help. But we've spent the last 3 years drafting an edge rusher, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask you, well, who are the last 3 edge rushers we drafted?
Shamar Stewart, KJ Wright, and I cannot think of the other guy.
Okay. Shamar Stewart hasn't played. Maybe more than 2 games.
You have a very valid point here.
Joseph
rebuttal.
Osai, who we drafted.
Oh, Joseph Osai, yeah.
22, I think, was a rotation guy who hasn't done anything.
Oh, he signed a big contract this year.
Yeah, he got the bag.
Yeah.
Bag.
For nothing. And then I can't even name a third guy because we just don't develop.
They did draft KJ Henry.
Yeah, and we just don't do anything with them.
So the Bengals are in a void.
Yeah, yeah.
The Bengals need to shop at better stores. That's the problem.
Who was
yes,
it?
and they do need to develop players though. But I mean, the Hendrickson came from the Saints, so
I know exactly who I'm thinking of. I can't think of his name now.
You don't know exactly who you're thinking of, or you'd be able to roll it right off your tongue.
I can picture his face.
I see his face every night when I go to sleep.
I do.
Right there. I'm haunted by the fact that he's standing there doing nothing.
Yeah, obviously.
Every Sunday, I just look at the sidelines and I wish, where is he? Where is that son of a bitch?
Exactly. Miles Murphy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Murphy. That's another guy for Shizzle. Yeah, I mean, I'm not up on the Bengals team.
Just keep making my point here.
Logan is not wrong. The Cincinnati Bengals are terrible defense.
We don't develop.
That has never developed talent. So
no.
You've been warned, everybody.
So
as from the Bengals fans.
Logan's Michigan. Let's say that's a 3rd round pick, and you hope that he goes to some developing on this for a very long time. We are through 2 players. You guys are mouthing. I love it and I hate it at the same time.
So
one of us has to sleep.
His fade was the Bengals. What was the what was the one that you wanted him to go to?
I wouldn't mind him going to the Jets.
Okay.
Or even the Browns.
He's going to be a 3rd round pick over at the Jets.
I'd like him going to the Browns.
I mean, I think he needs to go. He definitely needs to go someplace where he's not a feature player, right? He needs to be.
True.
I think. Let's talk dirty. Like, let's say the Houston or Texans or whatever, right? You could learn. You could learn from Anderson and Hunter or whatever, and be like the backup.
What about the Vikings?
You know,
they're in the need of someone on the line.
Yeah, but I think this is a guy that probably needs to sit a little bit and marinate. You know, like we already talked about.
He needs to go to a team that will have him as like a maybe 20 snaps a game, just as like that rotation guy whenever the starters need a break.
So before we get into this next one here, do you want to address the claim in the chat, Bob, about what kind of conference guy you are from at WizKid TV Gaming 386?
is a Mountain West kind of guy. What is that? MWC Mountain West
Conference.
Yeah, Mountain West.
No, they're doo-doo. The Mountain West is awful. Like it's.
If you heard anything about his Genti analysis or evaluation, you'll know he's not a Mountain West guy.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
It's so hard to
Wiz
grade
gaming is actually Wiz, but that's okay.
It's so hard to do Mountain West because they don't play much.
and they don't play people like they don't play.
They play
like
mailmen and lawyers and
That's right. Yeah,
Exactly.
car salesmen and insurance jockeys and things like that.
So
yeah,
wait,
especially the offensive players. It's like
let's
I'm trying to
let's
think
talk
of the last good guy that came from a very, very small school like that. Khalil Mack or whatever came from Buffalo, and I don't remember if they were Mountain West at the time. But like,
Josh Allen out of Wyoming.
you're talking about offense. Is this
And-
a Dynasty?
and-
Is this an IDP
and-
podcast? Golly. Like I gotta re-raise him every time I talk to him. Legitimately. No, I whatever. I know that some guys come out and matter of fact, I was trying to like there was as soon as I said something, like there was a guy from Troy that was really good for a long time, but I can't remember who he was. But
we're probably have to dig deep for that.
And here's the thing, like I don't know enough. I mean, I could probably sit and tell you who 95% of the Big Ten is, and probably 95% of who is in the SEC. But and then maybe like the top 10 teams, maybe 5 teams in the ACC. But after that, man, I just get lost. There's a whole bunch of colleges that don't really matter very much. And I hate being that way, but like these kids get their education, that's great. And if they aspire to be in the NFL, hopefully they're smart enough to transfer, because a lot of times you just don't get seen. Or you absolutely destroy the conference you're in, aka Ashton Genty, and hope that you get picked by some stupid team in the first round,
like the Vegas Raiders.
No, I mean I didn't say that. Did I hint at that? I mean I meant it, but I didn't say it.
So funny draft thing. So in the NBA, they keep the rights until the player signs a contract. There has been 5 teams currently in the NBA who have traded this 40-year-old banker, like vice president banker's draft rights, because they're like, what if he comes out?
He's the next Wemby.
He's the next Wemby.
It's funny.
So we get back on track.
Wemby,
I saw the glaze in Bob's eyes when he started basketball.
Yeah, as soon as you start
Victor
talking.
Victor Wembanyama.
By the way, Drew
I've
Allen,
quit
if you're
watching
we'd
NBA
like
when
to have you on the show
Jordan
one of these
retired.
times. Just a shout out.
Oh yeah, Drew Allen. Come on now. We'll get you.
If you're watching, we want you.
This podcast, this
specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk IDP
Browns.
with Drew Allen, because there's nothing more important than punt.
It really break up the dead air though.
He's so good. I enjoy his stuff so much. Okay, I'm going to go to my first player, because if not, we'll never get anywhere. I'm going to butcher the dude's last name, but it's the Dylan Thieneman, however you pronounce his last name, from Oregon, the safety. Very rangy safety or whatever. I think that he's going to be I think that he's going to be a high draft pick. Maybe not. He'll be a first round, and for a safety sneaking in the first round, it's kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt that last name. Sorry, I was looking. I'm not.
Yeah, Thieneman, something like that. Somebody said it sounds like cinnamon, but I'm like, okay, I don't know. But
just say with the tongue at the roof of your mouth.
Maybe. And he was at Purdue and transferred to Oregon, so he went from one big-ish school to another big-ish school, or at least in the appropriate conferences. He had All-American honors and things like that. I just like the kid, and I think that it's I forget what I was going to say, but yeah, he's another kid that's got a relatively long list of strengths and a relatively short list of weaknesses. And I just think that he's moving up boards as far as I think that everybody's looking for the new Emanori / new Kyle Hamilton, because I think Kyle Hamilton was the original, and then Emanori comes along, and it's kind of the same thing, but
he kind of profiles as those players.
Well, this has his athleticism as being 3 guys that I never like. Ronnie Hickman, I've heard of, but he didn't do much. Malachi Moore from Alabama, and then Javon Holland spent a lot of time in the NFL, still playing actually.
Is he with the Dolphins? No, Giants.
I think he is now with the Giants. Yeah. So it's like he's just a very rangy safety.
Mm-hmm.
Now this will all depend. I think his best position is probably going to be like a nickel safety, but at that rate, right, we're still talking about a guy that is rangy, athletic, hits hard, so on and so forth. I'm not gonna be splashing second round picks at him. This is a guy I could probably think I could get in the third round, even if with first round draft capital. And there's, like I said earlier, there's a lot of safeties you can choose from in the NFL. So like you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to go crazy on a guy like this, but it's and maybe
Well, for instance, for someone who builds like a nest of like DBs right away in drafts and on rosters, like where does he fit in like that sort of method as far as stockpiling? Get him early or kind of wait towards the end? Be like your fourth DB?
Yeah, like if you're starting for, I'm not afraid to if it looks like he's going to be the starting whatever, if he's going to be a starting player on the defense that he goes to, then I wouldn't be afraid to have him as a fourth guy starting for.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like even a starter, but I also am going to backfill like crazy with that position because there's so many of them.
Okay, so like we're the opposite. Yeah, I like to get mine earlier, so I'm not picking from the garbage ones later.
Well, there's just so many,
and they usually fall. For me in my draft, like they usually fall. I'm like, oh look, I just get the pick of the litter right away.
Yeah, it's I get what you're saying. We need to work on your IDP strategy, but that's okay. It's okay. You can.
Hey, it works. It works for me.
It's all learning from failure. Is all Dynasty is.
Hey, I made the playoffs. I've made the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
Bashing.
Do we want to go ahead?
Like,
do we want to roll into the next guy?
Bro, I just had one more question with him. Is like what like format of scoring is he going to benefit the most from in fantasy when you get him on your roster? Is he more of like a turnover guy, tackles, like?
He's probably depends on it. Really depends on where he is positionally, but I think if he ends up being more of a nickel safety, then that's going to be a tackle heavy situation. I think he'll be all right there. But if he ends up being a free safety, then he might end up falling completely off my list. I'm not saying the guy's not talented. I just think that he'll fall down, and you're hoping for big splash plays at that point.
And like, do you have two prime or just a prime team that you'd like to see him grab him?
Well, I'd like to see him go to Minnesota. You know what I mean? Like to replace Smith. Trying to think of another place that could use like a solid nickel. I mean, we've talked about Cincinnati drastically. They could probably use another safety. And one of my down players is a guy I think Cincinnati's more than likely going to take. And I think I would rather go with this guy instead of the guy that I'm thinking.
Okay.
I don't want us to take a safety, but we digress.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that there's just, if y'all ain't paid attention, there's plenty of stupid people out there doing stupid things, and most of them run NFL franchises.
Well, here's my thing. I
understand that.
I'll give this a quick breakdown. We have Jordan Battle, and we just signed Brian Cook. We don't need another safety. We need corner. We lost Cam Taylor-Britt. We're running a safety out there at nickel. We need some corner help, bud. We literally just draft off of speed and hope they work.
Yeah, but if he plays nickel, that's not a bad deal. You get what I'm saying?
We can probably move Dax Hill to corner, but he's just not fast. He's not fast enough. He needs to stay in the nickel.
I can tell you right now, speed kills a lot of people's jobs in the NFL. You just, if all you do is draft speed.
Yeah, because it's on the highway and they get pulled over.
Well, I mean, you could, Henry Ruggs was fast on the field and in the car. It was not a good idea either way. He killed a dog. I think that was probably a bigger detriment to his career than,
Didn't he kill like two people? Why are we talking about the dog?
I don't think there was any.
I
swear to you, sure as my name's Bob. I think if the people were the only thing that died in that, it wouldn't have been nearly as big of a deal. But when a dog died, people they lost their minds. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
Chad, look this up for us. We need some verification.
happened?
Logan just cut him from the feet.
There we go.
he
Everybody
said
is.
that he killed a 23-year-old and her dog while driving 156 mile an hour with a blood alcohol level twice the legal limit.
But there's a ton of people that don't value human life. And
Facts.
regardless, as soon as I heard the dog died, I was like, he's going to jail. It doesn't matter. He is going to jail.
He went so fast, their car caught on fire.
I'm not telling you that it wasn't bad. I'm just saying that I believe in my heart of hearts, if that lady was the only one that died, he'd have spent time in jail, but it wouldn't have been nearly as long as the fact that he killed a dog.
I mean, he only got 3 to 10. Which is nuts.
That's terrible. Manslaughter with the vehicle, and he gets 3 to 10. That's weird. But yeah, I digress.
All right,
we'll go on the rails of this crazy train.
We'll continue. All right, Tashir, you want to go into your next one?
Yeah, my next one I think is kind of just like the layup guy I have. I mean, a lot of like even casual IDP players are probably, if they even watch just like a little bit of Big Ten football, know about Arvell Reese, what he's capable of, what he can do, what he did at Ohio State, where he fit in. I mean, I don't know how high he is right now being projected. Is probably like in drafts, probably like maybe in the top five,
I think,
of players, just because I think he's like that flashy lure that TJ likes to talk about, like the name recognition and value. So like if you were to invest in him where you do in IDPs and he doesn't tend to work on your roster, if he has his big boom games in the NFL and gets a lot of playing time, you can use him as part of a flip in a trade possible. Not to say that's what I would do, but like it's kind of like an insurance policy on your investment that like if you want to go for this guy and take the hype and invest highly in him, like, you know, if rising up boards clearly, but like just somebody that like I think he could retain more value, especially depending on his landing spot. If he goes somewhere that fits the type of football he likes to play, I mean, he's athletic. He's if he gets on a top tier defense, I think it'd be good that Bob's talking about these other guys is like just growing and developing, kind of like molding into that role and getting even better. I think that two places that are mainly one. I mean, I think if he'd fit really good with the Cardinals, they could use another guy like him on the line. Not essentially a good situation or a good team, but I think eventually at some point he could like emerge to be the guy there. Like they're like staple on defense. They're like big coin or whatever you want to call it. I think his role likely fits like a 3-4, like outside linebacker to edge, hopefully more edge than outside linebacker. Because like what Bob was alluding to, like for fantasy purposes, like more value in the on the line than in linebackers because of just how saturated that position already is. So, I mean, I think I'm not definitely reaching for him, but he's definitely climbed enough on my boards where like if he's slipping and falling far enough and people aren't paying attention to him, I'm willing to take the shot on him just because he's come from Ohio State. A lot of good players at that position have come out of there. And it's just, I feel like it's one of the more safer picks. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like if you're someone just getting into IDP for the first time and you're just like, I know a little, I watch a little college ball. I know this guy, like he could be like a good, like, I want to use this loosely, like anchor to your defensive line room, like youthful. Like if you're drafting like a bunch of veteran or older players on the line to have someone like come through the system after like a year or two to replenish those guys that may retire or God forbid an injury happens and you can slide him in there.
Well, yeah. And then also they have him currently everywhere I'm seeing he's labeled as a linebacker edge. He's not labeled.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Two pure edge or a pure linebackers. So that gives you that extra
Do you
possibility.
think he'd fit like a Micah Parsons like role on a team?
Micah plays. Yeah. I think Micah plays too much edge for what Arvell Reese will do. I think they'll run him. He'll work perfectly in like a 3-4 scheme where like he doesn't have to be down on the line every time.
Okay. So maybe the Cowboys might be a good fit.
I mean, I think it could be a solid option.
I think Cowboys need to go with a linebacker straight up. Now, whether or not that's Arvell Reese and that's what they want to try and do. I mean, they tried to do the same thing with Micah Parsons, right? So, I mean, we'll see. I think that trying to figure out what, I mean, we could make the hypothetical about where we think they'll fit better, but I have no idea. Like, right? Like, if he gets drafted by the Jets, 9 chances out of 10 he's going to stand up. I think.
Do you think the Jets would do that? Like, would he be like an early Jets pick or like a later Jets pick?
Everywhere I'm seeing, he's not even going to fall out of the top 5.
Everything I've seen, he's not going to fall out of the top 3. So that's I would.
What's more likely, he lands on the Jets or the Cardinals then if it's top 3?
Cardinals, I think, are going O-line.
Well, if you guys were listening to the Culture Shock, you would know that these teams from Bob need to invest in the offensive line first and foremost.
Every team needs to invest in the offensive line. This is a vegetables draft, folks. Get your offensive line, get your defensive players, line up. Don't do nothing but get your green beans and your.
And if
corn.
you want to hear more about that conversation, go check out the Culture Shock after watching us.
Yeah,
this guy's a professional. Yeah, it really just depends. Like, I think that he could do both things, but I think his body will have to develop more if he's going to be a defensive lineman.
So now that I think about it, when you break it down like that, do you think he's worth where you're going to have to draft him most likely?
That's been the question with Arvell Reese this whole draft cycle. He's more than likely the best defensive player in this draft. However, like, there's so many questions about whether he'll develop enough size to go down to the edge. Because if you're just getting an outside linebacker, it's not worth drafting him at 2, right?
So his range could really be from, like, I don't know, I'm just like the middle of your drafts to basically like post middle early tail end of your drafts.
Yeah, I mean, like, if he ends up going to some place where he's just going to be an outside linebacker, it'd be a really bad pick for whoever takes him.
Okay.
But if he develops and if their plan is to put his hand in the ground and play him at edge, I think that, or just to be a pass rusher in general, pass rushing linebacker, it'd probably be a lot better off. But
so he fits like,
man, as far as IDP goes, it kind of blows because like. You know, you want production.
So, like, the situation could really impact his value, kind of what you're getting at. Like, if he lands with, like, the Titans, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, a team that's got a whole mess ahead of them on the defensive side of the ball that, like, it's probably not the prime situation to, like, develop him and get him primed.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's going to be very situationally dependent.
All right.
But
let's go.
Not that he's not talented.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next guy. We're at 43 right now. So
we're doing good. We're doing
good.
All right. My next guy is Sonny Styles, who absolutely blew up in the draft combine. Obviously, it's the Underwear Olympics, so take all of it with a grain of salt because there's no pads involved. So how are we going to know what they're actually going to look like on the field without watching college film? But I get drawn to Sonny Styles because he's got great speed that can cover those guys coming out of the backfield, especially your running backs. And with this anymore being more of a passing game as years have developed, he's going to be great to cover those running backs out of the backfield. I really hope he goes somewhere in the NFC South because I would love to watch him put Bijan on his ass as soon as he tries to catch a ball out of the backfield. Well, when we're talking, all right, let me break that down.
So which of those 3 teams in the South is more the Saints, the Panthers, or the Falcons? Or not? Wow.
The Bucks.
Wow.
I think the Bucks needed Kobe Dean. No Kobe.
Well, he's a Raider now, I believe.
The Kobe Dean is a Raider.
He wasn't there. He was on Philly.
You're talking about Levante David replacement.
Yeah, they need a replacement for Levante David. So I would love to see him go there. Do I think he's going to drop out of the top 10?
He is not going to fall.
He's not falling that far. I know he's not. But
so you can see him going to whom?
Tennessee, probably. Realistic. Realistically, Tennessee.
Okay.
I think it's entirely possible at 4.
Realistically, hopefully, any team in the NFC South. That's not a,
That's the
Okay.
AFC South.
I know, but what
Oh.
I'm saying is hopefully any team in the NFC South.
Okay. And how far would that range affect his value per se? If he ends up in Tennessee, how far like you're willing to go after him, or if he lands to like the Bucks or something? Like,
I mean, I'm probably going to take him with a first, depending on.
oh, okay,
This is my IDP one, just to
Okay.
give bag out of the
cat's out of the bag.
Logan picking Sonny Styles or whatever. It was like, okay, great, because I would have picked him to talk about. It's fine. It needs to be talked about.
Mhm.
Heard today that he's legitimately being comped to that being the next Fred Warner.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
And when you say things like that, that's like Fred Warner's like unique, and like Sonny Styles is like that unique. I was just reading this NFL.com blog or whatever. Says it wouldn't shock me if Styles ended up being one of the best all-around players in this class. Styles' tape was better in general than Reese's, and if you find a missed tackle on there, email me. So this is a guy that's professionally watching film where we're not, and he couldn't find a missed tackle. We've seen how fast he is, whether he's in his underwear or or not. I mean, you throw 20 pounds on a, Logan's in the, reserves or whatever. You throw 20 pounds on a, a military guy, they still got to run. You know what I mean? So I don't think the NFL equipment's 20 pounds, but whatever the case may be.
So he ran a 4.46 in the combine for a 40.
Okay.
Let's say I'd give him maybe 0.3 extra. So let's say a 4.7 in pads at the high end.
He's going to be fast.
So my question is then to you guys, based on what we've been talking around it earlier, how far ahead of some of these offensive players are you willing to go to get him? Like go ahead of some of these offensive guys to snatch him up?
The way this class is, and you all have heard me wax poetic about how much I despise this
encore
class. Yeah, all the time. I would almost consider drafting him in the top 8.
Okay.
I'm not even talking about just at 8. Like, legitimately, maybe 5. Like,
I think I have maybe 3 guys ahead of him.
I just don't. Well, and I mean it. Depending on your leagues, man, if IDP players score,
like I would definitely do that if like I have multiple first, like I'm a rebuilder, like I'll obviously throw a lottery ticket, or not really a lottery ticket, but you know what I mean? Like I'll definitely use them on my first early to get them.
Hey, Bob.
And a lot of things could change. Go
ahead and enlighten Teixeira about the one time you tried to tank in one of the leagues with the scoring we use.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I tried
How did that work?
Tank. I started. Hey, look, because I started out. I need to first. And my team was so good on defense that I couldn't lose games. Yes, I was dominating. I'm like, okay, so like I got to go trade for offensive players. And I crushed the league the first 2 years or whatever. And my team got old and I got a little risky on some trades. But it is what it is.
Tanking's not for you?
No, actually, I don't mind a tank. I mean, but like that specific league, I thought, oh, none of these guys are going to be as keen on IDP as I am. And I was right. and I had, my team was ridiculous. Like I had, I can't even remember who it was. I know Myles Garrett was on my defensive line. I'm pretty sure I had Bobby Wagner or whatever it was. I mean, my team was stacked on defense, and I could not lose games.
You couldn't be stopped?
Well, it wasn't couldn't be stopped. I just couldn't lose games enough to get to the bottom. You know what I mean? Like,
so you like Jeff Fisher did it, or like you're 8-8 or whatever?
Yeah, I was playing Mike Tomlin. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the playoffs. But like, I had to make, so I had to make adjustments to my offense, and again, won the championship the first year, the second year, and like the guy that runs it, he bought a belt or whatever for us to have a traveling trophy, and we legitimately were like, well, if Bob wins the third year of the road, we're in a row, we're gonna have to name the belt the Helford or whatever, because
It was either one of us. If either one of us won the belt, we were renaming the belt, because I got in the league year 2 and I tanked that year.
How was your tanking though? Was it more
pretty successful?
Okay. Taking notes, Bob?
Let's just say I traded for Kenny Pickett and let that stand.
Oh, Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett. Before he was a Super Bowl champion and still on the Steelers.
We could talk about that, a couple of those leagues for hours, and not a lot of that time would be spent talking highly about Logan's team. So let's not go too far.
But let's get back into Sonny Styles. I really do think he's I would say he's my top 4 for this draft.
Okay.
Honestly, I think if Lemon or Tate landed, depending on the Lemon and Tate's landing,
let's just say that you're at 105, Bob. It's Tate and Lemon and
Jeremiah Love, Mendoza. I think,
Yeah.
of course, it's super flex, right? I don't play in any league. I don't think I play in any leagues anymore that are 1 QB. So Mendoza is decent enough that I would have to feel like I'd have to take him because, the situation. But I would do everything I could to get Sonny Styles at the back end of the first, or I probably would take him. I could see.
Would he be a player you trade up for?
Probably. Like, I'm not trading 27 capital. Don't hear what I'm not saying, but I'm more than happy.
That's what I was trying to get out of you. Like, how much of a grip is that 27 capital on you?
Man, that 27 class is stupid sick. It's just.
So it's like Sonny Styles here, 27 capital, a little bit higher.
Yeah. I mean, it's just.
Let me just say this. At one point, I had the 104 in one of my leagues, and I fully planned on taking Sonny Styles.
Did
Before
he make it there?
Well, we haven't drafted.
Okay.
But I ended up making a trade to move from 104 to 108, but I got Bo Nix, and there were some other pieces in the deal.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I just, 104, move back to 108 and get Bo Nix. There were some other pieces here and there in the deal. But it was fully on my board to take Sonny Styles there. And hopefully, he still falls to me, but if he don't, he don't.
Yeah, that'll be nice to see in future videos that we get out here, guys, on streams and whatnot, like a mock, so you can see these gentlemen polishing their craft at work and doing.
We'll
revealing some secrets, maybe even.
We might do like a 5-round mock draft for the league as a full group. If we,
I was gonna say, I was like, man, you talking about a 5-round IDP, man? That's deep. But of course, I mean, I could do it probably.
I'm talking like a 5-round startup for like us as like the full Dynasty DNA crew. If we could get everyone on or something.
How many players have we each named so far? Have we done 2?
2.
We've all done 2 each except for you.
You're the only one who needs to do a second.
Oh, well, I've doubled down on Bailey. Okay, so I'll just go with the other linebacker in this group. I really like Jacob Rodriguez. Very productive in his last 2 years there at Texas Tech. 128 and 127 tackles the last 2 years, 10 forced fumbles in those 2 years, 6 sacks or whatever, 2 fumble recoveries, 5 interceptions. And that's just the last 2 years. He's a little bit, I think he's just a skosh older because he spent tra-la-la, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in college. The first year, I think he was redshirt or whatever. No big chicken wing. Where was I at here? I had his age, I think 23.6 years old. So it's not like terrible. But I just think that the guy's so freaking rangy that he gets, and I mean, he had great combine numbers as well. It just is what it is. So I just like the guy, and I think if you're heavy tackle leagues, Sonny Styles and Jacob Rodriguez are probably the 1 and 2 linebackers. Arvell Reese is in there too if he plays linebacker, but if he ends up playing edge, then obviously that changes things a little bit. But I digress there. it's just I think
I'm
that
gonna pop
I
out
like.
for a quick second.
Okay,
Do you like this
Gotta use my phone.
Rodriguez guy more so than Reese? If like they're both on the board looking at each other, or is there a sizable gap where they would be at in draft board?
if Reese has to play, if Reese is going to play
Let's just say,
linebacker,
I'll just say for the sake of this conversation, he's at OLB or linebacker or whatever. He's in the
I'll
same
take
category
Rodriguez.
of Golden Rodriguez. So
I'll take Rodriguez first.
Okay.
The thing is Reese really didn't. The one thing that most NFL teams are probably going to want Reese to do, rush the passer, he's not really done in college. So he might be fine.
Yeah, he's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, I just.
Where you like Rodriguez because he's more of the pure.
Yes. Yeah. He's probably going to be a green dot guy. Carson Schwessinger type. Now,
so you take like the master craftsman over the jack of all trades, comparing like Reese to Rodriguez.
Yeah, I want the guy that knows where he has to be all the time, not just relying completely on athleticism.
Yeah, that's fair. That's good to know.
But that's a Bob thing.
Another Bobism.
A Bobism. That's it. Bobism. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the kid. And I say kid because he's half my age, so I can say that. But yeah, that's it.
Good fit. Do you have like NFL teams you'd?
There's all kinds of teams that could use a really good linebacker. We already talked about Levante David, so Tampa Bay could use him. I believe that the Indianapolis Colts have one linebacker, and he's not very good on the roster, so the Colts could use him. I'm trying.
The Packers lost a lot in free agency. The Bears,
yeah, but they had two guys that they drafted a couple years ago. Hopper was the second guy, but Cooper's the first guy.
Adrian
Cooper, something like that. Yeah, so they were planning to backfill that position anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lions have lost a couple linebackers in free agency.
The Lions could probably use a guy like that. But they got Jack Campbell, so like running the two guys that are super similar, like
so he wouldn't work really well with like a general type, like I'm talking 5-star general type linebacker. Like
I think he probably needs to be like the lead dog, if that makes sense. He needs to be a
Batman, not a Robin.
Yes.
Okay.
As far as defense goes, so again, the Colts. I'm trying to think. Like Jacksonville is hung up in my head, but I cannot remember. They got a Luakon, right? Isn't he still there?
I think he is.
Yeah, I think that might be.
I didn't hear any news of him moving. If he did, because he was their leading tackler last year, I believe. I had him like all over the place in leagues.
Yeah. So, of course,
he's a Luton.
Yeah, he's older, but
you're lucky I pronounced his name right.
Foye Luakon. Okay, so that's my last one. But yeah, I just
still currently with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Cool.
Yeah, Luakon is, yeah, for sure. I was just trying to think. Well, I mean, the Texans could actually use a guy like that because Azeez Al-Shaair, I think, is a little too much of a nut job to be the general.
Isn't he also like in his early 30s as far as age wise?
He's not
ageist,
young.
but like as far as linebackers go,
there's
not a lot of highly productive ones past 32.
Yeah, I mean, some of them last a long time,
Mm-hmm.
but I digress. So yeah, so there's. I would if I'm an NFL team, I don't want, unless I've got an incredible huge financial investment in a player, I don't want anybody on my current roster to keep me from drafting somebody to upgrade my roster. If that makes sense. Like, sure, if I have a guy that I just signed to a ginormous deal, then yeah, it's going to keep me from drafting the next guy. But if I, depending on the window. Logan just blacked out again.
You fell asleep?
Yeah, I don't know. As long as it's there, it is. It looks like he farted.
My connection just said disconnected, and then it said reconnected. So
okay.
Hopefully that didn't drop anyone's stream.
I'm fascinated. My internet's not the one that's dropped out a couple of times, based on how impeccable we know it is.
Okay. So drops are downs. Players that we
Oh,
have.
we're only going to do 2? And we're just
Yeah,
gonna
let's just stick with 2 because we're going very long. We're already in an hour, and I don't want to be on here much. I'm already past my bedtime.
Well, yeah, let's make them quick.
So my first one's Caleb Downs, and I know that sounds blasphemous or whatever. I think he probably still goes in the top, 15 to 20. My thing is he's got a bad knee injury or whatever, and that's everything I keep hearing. And if you're going to be a rangy safety with a knee injury, I'm not exactly excited about that. Now, I've heard that, he's a bigger version of Antonio Winfield, and he's this guy, and he's this guy, and he's really good. And I don't doubt that he's good, but you come into the league with a little bit of a knee twinge, man, that could be something that shortens your career. And I play Dynasty football, so not far down. And I'm not saying I wouldn't draft him. He's just taking a hit.
I know, sidebar, there's no redraft IDP leagues, is there? I'd hope.
If there is, you're different crazy than me, and I just
Yeah, that
I can't do it.
sounds special. I mean, we did one, but it's not like it's a
Yeah, we did. And I don't you guys might do that next year. I don't know. I think I'll just go find an offensive draft to go join because I was like, first off, I hate redraft. So it's like going into it and thinking I had any idea about what I was going to do really screwed me up. And I mean, like, whatever.
You're just there so you don't get fined.
I drafted it like it was Dynasty, and it did not work out in my favor.
Yeah, that's why we probably got smoked. Okay, so
I think Slim did the best.
Oh yeah. Slim
out of the three
Slim
of
is Slim and Teixeira compete all the time, guys, and that's just not my style. I like to build the nest, which is what I keep trying to get the entire NFL to do. So, but they don't.
Hey, we'll keep putting that message out there until they finally listen.
Yeah, retards. Go ahead, Teixeira.
All right, I'll make mine quick because he's a notable guy. University of Florida defensive tackle Caleb Banks. Potential top 10 talent here, but I think he's going to be falling down boards more than we think just due to his foot surgery he had in March. Like, I think, like you said, Dynasty and building the nest, he's somebody that I would invest in, let him fall to me and come for. Don't get me alone. His ability to finish tackles and like just produce and be athletic is all great and all in his college career, but like, with a foot injury at the position he's playing, at the level he's going to be playing, these NFL guys that have more weight on him and more veteran experience, I think that it's going to set him back if he were to miss any time right away after getting drafted. I don't know what his timetable is exactly, but it just, to wrap it up real quick, it's just he's a guy that is falling based off the injury more than is the talent, just because I'm worried about how he comes back, what he looks like, how serious is the injury, and what sort of role he's going to play on whatever team he winds up on, which I hope it's someone that a team that can let him sit off and like recover rather than not being thrown in right away after coming off surgery in March to be playing week 1 in the NFL seems a little daunting, even though he's like a talent that, it is going to be highly sought after and valuable to people in IDP if they want to take the risk. I feel like he's just really risky for where he's expected to go, and I'd rather just wait and grab him at value.
Okay, I like it. I agree.
I'm in agreement with you. I'm going to go ahead and jump into my guy, safety Bud Clark, out of TCU. He's a 6th-year senior.
Ooh.
Had good start. He's about 24 years old, give or take, here and there. I can't find his actual age anywhere. But
he's a mystery man.
He's missed games due to injuries in 21, 22, and 25.
Okay.
So 3 different seasons has missed games due to injury. And that's just not something I want out of my safeties, especially 3 different years and probably 3 different injuries. It just isn't hopeful for me. I don't care how good he is. It's just something that scares me. I've seen comparisons to him for being Kirby Joseph.
And we all know that guy.
I don't know if I want to take Kirby Joseph potential with 3 years worth of injuries.
Yeah. Logan again picked some guy that I think I've never heard of. Gotta love it. He shoots deep.
I do.
So let's keep the theme up here. I'm going to go with the Akeem Mesidor out of Miami.
Okay.
I was looking at this. He missed all but 2 games in 2023 and had surgery on torn ligaments on the bottoms of both of his feet. So the guy's got 2 bad feet. He was super productive for as long as he was there, because guess what? He was there a long time. He's 25 years old. I heard that he thought it was a shoe problem that he's never got fixed. Like, he just hasn't been able to get it done. He had a lot of production in Miami. Low key, so did Ruben Bain, who's on Logan's list. I don't know if he'll talk about him, but you know who Miami's defensive line coach is off the top of your heads? Does anybody want to take a stab at it?
No.
Don't you be Googling. It's Jason Taylor, all-pro defensive lineman that played for Miami.
Father of Mason Taylor, tight end of the New York Jets.
Yes. So that defensive line got a crap ton of production. That dude's probably in line for a job sometime soon in the NFL if he wants it. But I digress. I'm staying away from not having played for a long time and had surgery with torn ligaments in both of my feet, Akeem Mesidor.
Where's he expected to, like, projected to go?
He's still projected to be a first-round pick, just later. I mean, it's just this draft. I mean, it's kind of question marks on top of question marks. But he's probably he may fall out because lately I've heard that it's just, he's the bad write-ups and stuff on his injuries have just not been great. So
okay, damn, that's good to know.
Go to share.
All right, so Clemson edge TJ Parker. I think you just had a statistical fall off from last year, from the year before. He had 11 sacks in 2024, 5 in 2025. His ceiling could be like a 3-down NFL starter, but like as far as fantasy goes, I just don't see him.
What did he approve of?
He approved of one of my takes. Probably Bud Taylor. Just said, listen.
Bud Taylor or whatever, Clark.
Bud Clark.
Yeah, see, you don't even remember that guy's name.
You don't give him credit.
I think TJ's just poking the bear or the bob.
I love it.
Call it, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think just for like where he fits in with the whole edge class, I think he's just going to be overdrafted, really. And I think that for fantasy, I feel like he's just going to end up being like a filler guy on your rosters, or like he's just going to be a guy you're constantly being like, do I cut him? Do I try to trade him? Do I keep him? I mean, I can start him. I got guys hurt, but like, do I feel good about it? I don't know. Like, he has upside, yeah, but I don't know if I'm willing to like pull the trigger on him in drafts. I think I'd rather just look elsewhere. But that's just me.
I think we're at the point where Clemson players almost all.
I was just down on Clemson too all year.
Way too much. They all need way too much development to be relative. Like, they're just not finished products when they get to the draft.
Yeah, that's a good way. Like, I'm just not willing to put the effort and time into.
Yeah,
and time in them.
Okay,
if anything, he'd be a taxi squad guy.
Yeah, good for like a year, like 2 years.
I did my second one. Was that your second one or your first one, T?
It's Logan's turn.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure where we're at, because I think I did my 2.
Because I'm on. Yeah, that was my second one. All
right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop into Ruben Bain Jr. then.
All right, Here we go. Listen up, TJ.
All right. So my issue is his arms. He's got short arms more than anything.
Like paying the bill, or
no? Like, his arms are literally short.
Like a literal alligator?
Yeah, more like T-Rex.
More like a T-Rex.
He's more T-Rex than anything. My issue with him is the arms, and if he can't get that first strike, he's nullified. He needs to get that first strike to be able to get in there to get to the quarterback.
You're saying you get like absolutely obliterated by like tackles like Sewell and like that caliber, where it's just like,
if anyone can get the first jump on him, they're done. He's done.
Wow. Okay.
And I've also heard that he's got low motor whenever he's not in the action. So like if he sees the run go in the opposite direction,
he's got George Pickens.
He's just not there. Yeah. The George Pickens mentality of like, if it's
Yeah,
not coming
George
to me,
Pickens
why do I
syndrome.
care? Yeah. So that's another issue. You need it, especially on the line. You need to be active no matter what, because it could be a play action that you're not expecting, and you think the run's going the opposite direction. If you just give up, then, well, there's your chance of getting a sack.
He had a lot of production, but again, Miami, Jason Taylor, I honestly think that these guys were coached up really well. There was a lot of them together that really helped each other out, and I would have picked Bain had Logan not. You just can't have these T-Rex arms and not expect to get ate up by real offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So
his exact
nothing of note as far as off the field issues.
I saw something about the wreck that happened in 24, but if we're talking about something that happened in 24 as an issue, I'm kind of throwing it under the rug now that it's just now coming to fruition. It seems like something that was like, oh, hey, he's going to be an NFL guy.
Well, what I heard is the dude that he was in the accident with just died. So as a result, and I think either it got covered up and then he died, or he got into trouble again. And it's just like he's got a couple red flags of the same thing. It was careless driving. Like, I've never heard of it called careless over reckless. So maybe, Miami.
Maybe there may be levels to it though. Like they probably have careless.
But you don't think it's going to affect his draft stock for the NFL or for fantasy wise?
I could see it affecting it. I think it could affect
his reality.
I think it could affect his NFL stock, but I don't think it's going to matter for Dynasty.
I need you to do me a favor, and I don't have very long, but count all the stupid NFL teams.
Yeah.
32?
So Ruben Bain will still be overdrafted.
I'll say 30.
I mean, there's a lot of stupid NFL teams. Somebody is going to take the dude and think that they can fix him. It is what it is.
I changed my answer. It's 31. The only one I don't think stupid is the Eagles because they always seem to do very well in draft time.
Howie Roseman is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does laps over Brad Holmes.
No.
He just laps over everyone. It's not even just Brad Holmes. It's everyone.
Kansas City's very good. I mean, I have to look at a list to almost tell you.
That could be a future culture shock. Five GMs at draft time, Bob.
Oh, so quick little thing. TJ was actually disagreeing with me because I called Bud Clark a down, and he's got him as a low-key baller.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen that. So, he legit.
Oh. An agree to disagree situation.
Oh, well. Well, I mean, my big issue is the 3 injuries, but I digress.
Like a lot of our downs that we've had, they're just guys that you're hurt or there's red flags.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
I don't like the way they do it, but the Rams are a good organization. I'm sorry.
I say F them picks.
No, you're good. Ruben Bain's arms aren't even 31 inches.
No, he's got T-Rex arms.
He's got tiny arms.
It would be so hilarious.
Do you guys have longer arms than?
I don't know. I ain't measure my arms or anything, but
I mean, I'm also
6'2". I'm also
5'9". I might be pushing.
Hey, but if you get the first strike on him, he's done.
Yeah.
He's still a monster compared to Logan.
We want to see that video too. Here's Logan line up against Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain is 6'2", 263. It doesn't matter about his arms. He could push me to the ground by breathing on me right.
Gotta get that first strike.
My first strike is a chop to his neck.
You fall to the ground and punch him in the nuts.
I better incapacitate him. That's my only win there.
Judo cha.
Niners, I like their culture. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through.
No, it's good. It's all good. We're getting towards the end of it here. We each got our 2.
Yeah, it's almost like pocket sand.
Come up with 5 teams I think are okay.
So, do we want to do a quick before we get out of here? Just a giveaway plug, Bob, kind of like a retort from your video you posted earlier on.
Yeah,
Facebook Reel.
So
run through that for us real quick.
8 separate items, a couple Pitts items. Both of them are autographed. A Bijan, which is probably the best item. I just knock out all the Falcons. A Frank Gore jersey, a Harold Fannin jersey, a Garrett Wilson card that's PSA 10. What seems like there's somebody else.
Rondé Gatson.
Oh, yeah. Rondé Gatson. That yellow is pretty sweet, by the way.
Yeah, it's in the yellow.
I love yellow jerseys. Just saying.
I actually got the yellow Herbert jersey. I love it. It's not autographed or anything, but it's just I bought it from China.
The Pitts and the Bijan jerseys are both the standard Atlanta black.
Well, I think since they got all new uniforms, and again, I'm pretty sure TJ like laid floor for the company and got everything from them for free. So, but we want to give it out.
He is the emperor, so he has his ways.
So, and then the Fannon's the original Browns Brown.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. He's a
Brown jersey.
Yeah, the
Pitts Brown jersey.
Pitts helmet's the standard black. The press, so it's a press proof Garrett Wilson, non-numbered. The big draw to it, the press proof is gold. Mm-hmm. So that's what the draw is to it.
And it's Garrett Wilson.
And it's Garrett Wilson, and it's a PSA 10.
Shara, he likes Garrett Wilson a lot.
It's
president of that fan club.
It's a pretty sweet card, I will say, especially for a giveaway. I will add to that.
Yeah, so get on there and get your like in our socials and all that stuff. Whatever you got to do to get the points. Tashara could probably explain that better than I can. But who cares? Follow us anyway. Like I posted a video today. It's like, just get the follows up, folks. I don't care if you listen to us at all. If we get the follows up, then the listens come along. You'll want to hear it as long as you like football at all.
Yeah, and if you like anything that happened or what we say throughout these streams, go ahead and share the post so we can get more engagement and more people.
Exactly.
Even if you don't like it and you want to bash us in the chat, go ahead. We don't care. We got big shoulders. I mean, I do.
Say hi. We love the engagement.
I got.
And as far as IDP goes, I'm speaking on both behalf of you, Bob and Logan. We'll probably do more of these in the future, so you come see our pretty faces as we talk some IDP as it gets more and more integrated in the Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast Network, and we get these other guys on the network introduced and conditioned in the field of IDP and playing the game more, get more awareness for it, and just getting it more like standardized for playing fantasy football and not just a niche format.
I know the IDP side is a very small market compared to the rest of the fantasy football world. I know we're
baller though.
I know we're one of like 10 IDP podcasts, like as us three. So there's not much for the IDP player out there, and that was part of the reason we decided to come over here and start doing this was because
we're gonna have to get better.
Yeah,
we're working on it every day.
Hey, well, we wish there was more people who loved IDP the way we do.
Yeah.
So that was part of this, and also just trying to get more knowledge out there to the average player of what IDP can be and how fun it can be for everyone.
For me, it changed how I watch football because now I'm not just watching my fantasy players on offense. I'm watching my fantasy players on defense. I'm analyzing both sides of the ball, both like all kinds of schemes, and it's made it more fun. And I think that as we find those people out there that are interested in it and but just don't know how to get into it, we welcome and like help them learn and build and grow with it as they follow along with us. So if you could, guys, on YouTube, we're at Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast, at Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter. It's Dynasty DNA _ on Facebook page. We got the Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast Network. Discord, we don't have a link right now in the chat,
those reset after like 30 days or something.
Yeah, so we can always get new ones. Will keep coming out. Just ask for them, and then yes, for the giveaway, hey, it costs you nothing, but just scan the QR code, enter it, and then join us on the live stream on Thursday night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The big prize will be announced. You must be present for that Bijan Robinson signed jersey. And yeah, we'll have one hell of a time. If you haven't followed us before, doing this, it's a great show. It goes, what, Bob, 3-4 hours long? It's the entire first round of the draft.
Entire first round of the draft. And usually
then me and Bob,
20 or 30
Logan, hopefully too, will be on the following days. We'll have a live stream just talk ball, talk your rosters, talk what your thoughts about the draft, where players went, where your rookie drafts are all sitting, whatever. We'll just talk about it, enjoy it, and just treat it as a fun hangout to get some conversation going about it. So without further ado, I think that wraps us up here tonight for the Dynasty DNA IDP Boneyard. Thanks for joining us. And like I said earlier, do that giveaway. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a bunch. And follow us wherever you find us on social. We'll keep putting the posts out, keeping the reels going. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And have a good night.
Bye-bye.